Donald Trump and his United States government have a serious communications problem. They cannot provide a consistent reason for their war against Iran. The only coherent explanation currently on the table came from Secretary of State Marco Rubio. The United States acted because it knew Israel was going to attack and believed Iran might retaliate against United States forces. That is a form of anticipatory self-defense, which governments sometimes evoke in international relations. But it also looks like the tail wagging the dog, with the US reacting to Israel's attack by attacking Iran itself in the belief that US facilities and citizens would be targeted. Such actions rely for legitimacy on evidence that such attacks are likely to happen, and none has been forthcoming. Without publicly presented intelligence to support that claim, the justification inevitably looks weak. That is why critics can plausibly argue that the rationale for war keeps shifting. We've heard at least 4 explanations so far. The initial talk was of an imminent threat. This was Donald Trump's first pitch. Then there was concern that Iran had developed and would deploy nuclear weapons. Then rhetoric about prompting regime change in Iran. And finally, preemptive defense, because Israel was going to strike anyway. When explanations move like that, the political damage is not simply about legality or strategy, it is about credibility. It is entirely possible that the United States acted because Israel had forced its hand. Even in very close alliances, smaller partners can sometimes shape the behaviour of larger ones by creating facts on the ground. If Israel's leadership signalled that an attack on Iran was imminent, Washington may have felt forced to decide whether to participate, restrain it, or distance itself. Historically, the States has sometimes tried to restrain Israel. For example, Dwight D. Eisenhower forced the Israeli withdrawal after the Suez Crisis in 1956. But there have also been periods when Washington has been far more accommodating. Whether this moment represents pressure, alignment of interest, or political capture inside US domestic politics is a separate debate, but Rubio's claim leaves the US looking like a follower rather than a leader, which suggests strategic weakness. The logical question is, why did the US not consider stopping Israel's strike on Iran?